team members, they are not too shabby themselves. If I'm not wrong, Taz, he was from the main roster of Alter Ego and in the sub roster for EVO's Legends as well. So now that they are up against JP Niners, a regular season MPL MY playoff team, they were in the playoffs as well. Alter Ego X, they might be fighting the newer experience versus the older experience.
Interesting thought. That's definitely a good idea. But going into the drafting wise, right? We talked about how the meta definitely have already been checked out because of the nerf. We see Hilda already been banned out. Suya also been banned out. So the Holy Trinity still been banned out. Jushin as well as Chip. We got Matilda as well as Forvius also been banned out. But giving into the side of the first pick coming in from Alter Ego X, we have Fanny in the hands of AEX. JP9 has responded with Valentina as well as Chill.
Yeah, I mean, the Cho itself is a very good response, especially if you want to invade and you want to pick the Fanny off later, right? It scales very well with the full response. And now they pick up Hayabusa, one of Max Signature's heroes, right? So whether or not Max can get the snowball going together with the Cho, together with the Valentina. And meanwhile, for Valentina, I feel that Zach Cutie, he has really come to terms with that Valentina. He's performing really very well. And whether or not he can continue that stellar performance, Alter Ego X, they've yet to pick up that mid laner. So this Valentina really denies away the possibility of them having that Faramis, the possibility of them having that Vexana as well, because you just give a free Eternal Guard to steal, but they ban out the Faramis. And yeah, this is a complete opposite of what I'm used to seeing, where you pick the Faramis, you ban out the Valentina. But now they pick the Valentina, they ban out the Faramis. So JP Niners, they're cooking something new here.
Cooking something new. Even Lunox has already been banned out by Alter Ego X. They want to make sure that there will be no one to have so much control to the fight with Harith. So they want to make sure that at least Harith has his only will. Zaman Force will not be denied, and so much of the mobility from the side of Farsa will also give so much boost for the side of JP9s. Good move coming in from Alter Ego X, but Vexana on the other side has also been banned by JP9ers.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of JP9ers bans, I feel that, yeah, they could have handled these two picks with the Valentina. I mean, this is what the Valentina is meant for, but they might be up to something else with that Valentina. Might be a very aggressive Valentina that we're seeing, and it might be a Roam Khalid, Roam Khalid that they might be using, and an EXP Cho. So yeah, definitely kind of more aggressive. But whether or not Alter Ego X, they see this coming, right? If they can set up the defense in time, whether the initial aggression coming through from JP Niners is controlled, then that will be very good for Alter Ego X. And they're going with the Fredrin pick on that EXP lane with the Aurora. Aurora has a very strong lane priority and is still one of the stronger picks in this mid lane. I'm surprised we didn't see it till now.
Interesting. And the fact that right now, Alter Ego already completed the lineup. JP9ers, they need to find a response. So far right now, I do feel like Romer, Khalid, we've talked about it, how Khalid has been nerfed. So we saw how it was already picked up for the first series, and it wasn't that much power that was given. So let's see if JP9ers will be able to boost up. But they picked up the carry, so that could be a really good beneficial. Great long range, great mobility wise, so much damage been put up, but they really need to be careful, as carry needs to be aware of the situation of where the right timing to fight off with the team of Alter Ego X.
Yeah, the itemization of the carry will be very important against the Harith, whether he has that magic defense. I mean, we are shying away from that tank carry meta into a more damage-centric carry, right? And it's really good for the side of Alter Ego X because, I mean, they have the damage to deal with. I mean, the Harith is just a very strong zoning tool coming out. And the Fanny itself, it has that late game assurance. So it's very scary for both sides. They have the answers, right? The carry is the answer to the Gato Kacha, is the answer to the Frederick because of the shred that you can deal just from that light wheel alone. But let's just see how they fare as we enter the Land of Dawn. Game 1 of Alter Ego X versus JP Niners, and loser goes home.
Loser goes home. We already got three, or even actually four teams from different regions. Two from Malaysia, one from Cambodia, and one from Philippines that already said goodbye. Which team here from our third series that are we going to say goodbye next? Now, scrimmage started out already at the mid right here as Rozzy giving a little bit more pressure to Silly Boy, and Magma had to actually give a lot of the support and backup, just barely enough time so that they can still survive it out. But still, it seems that Zacuti trying to go in for a push to fight it out, but Silly Boy still been backed up, denied after denial. JP9 is going all out aggression from the start.
Yeah, I mean, JP Niners, this is what we expected, right? They picked up this Roamer Khalid, and this is how you want to play that Roamer Khalid. You want to put that pressure on. Now the pressure is on year 3. Whether he can find this pick onto Taz here, and it's very important, does get the cable away, and it does keep his own life for now. But there's a lot of timing taken away from Alter Ego X because the Fanny has to recall, and now the cycle has been taken away. Hayabusa will have a slight little advantage, and that might go towards his way. Shadow Kill is available for Max if he wants to use it here.
Ooh, almost tried it close enough to tag off Zacuti, but not gonna be in any sort of position. Gonna actually call back again. And it seems that at the progress right now, all the teasing coming in from the mid lane is still not pushing in into any of the first blood so far. But Turtle will be spawning out, and here Magma getting the input is need. Fonda picking on, inserting himself right in this nose. He going in for a fight, but it's gonna be a Slane coming in, and Fonda unfortunately does manage to actually trade it off. A win comes through from the side of JB9er, but at the cost of Max.
Yeah, Lolio gets another trade on the top lane. Arfi going down there. That's huge for Carry, right? And Carry, it's one of the heroes that can actually deal with the late game really well because there's a lot of survivability. Magma, he's not exactly in a lot of trouble. He does not have the level 4 yet, but it's not too much of a big deal. Has the revitalization still available. And this is the power of the Fredrin. The ability to taunt and keep someone there. This is why he was so good in that tank meta for so long. And now with that slight buff, yeah, he's not a good tank jungler still because the itemization is not there. But this is the adjustment that Alter Ego X made because the EXP lane, he's strong.
Oh, coming in right now is gonna be Taz to push in, but JP9 yeah, coming in order to fight, but he did manage to scurry, surviving on those team fights. Great coming through, but a little bit too late to be pushing in for the side of Alter Ego X. But then again, there was so much engagement right now at this instant. We do see Magma pushing in for that altercation, but it wasn't getting any of the response they need by JP9. Good discipline coming in from JP9 though, but despite whatever it is, so much of the aggression is giving a lot of futile intervention or even futile of a resource has been put out. But again, Taz try to pick a big, try to do a little bit of the switching side of for the side of JP9, but it's still not enough. But here on out, Magma coming in is going to be the push they need it, but Max comes through, still denying it, and Rozzy pushing on the door, and Magma will be taken out.
Yeah, Arfi following up with the Zayman's Force here. He will be able to chase down Yi here. Does have the Shumpo to get away. 1, 2, 3 combo. Zacuti, though, he is waiting in this bush. Arfi, you are in a lot of trouble, my friend. And Zacuti does not have the damage for the finish. Lolio not there in time. But the thing is, Max, he was so low, and he managed to get the quad shadow away from that team fight. Now, 2-2 will be the scoreline, neck and neck. But who does this favor here, right? Who does this favor? Because they do have that late game scaling way better for JP9ers because of the fact that they have so much AoE for that team fight and they have a way to deal with that Fanny. That Cho, once you can scale up, it's an EXP lane Cho. He's going to have that farm and he's going to have the ability to lock that Fanny down. Meanwhile, Lolio, he might be in a slight bit of trouble. Razzy's there to help. Does use the Raging Sandstorm here. Quad Shadow is available. Avatar the Guardian to respond, but not going to be finding anything yet. But a stolen IMU, Avatar the Guardian, straight onto Magma. JP9ers, they want the consolation, and they do get it. Skypiercer picked up on Max, and a free turtle to boot.
Oh, great move coming in for the side of Team JP9ers. a little bit of the instigation that came through from the side of Alter Ego X ended up being backfired, and now giving that support for JP9ers to even cover the grounds out. But here, coming in for a fight right in the mid lanes, almost being able to push out Fondir, but at the same time, Fondir is not giving up, tried to survive it out and try to push into Razi, but so much of potential of survivability to a point that they could not do anything.
And that's the map advantage going towards JP9ers' way, right? With that fight, they secure so much of the map for themselves. Alter Ego X, they cannot feel safe around this purple buff. JP9ers, this is the step that they have taken. Fondir is there for the chase, right? He has the Appraisal's Wrath. He's going to be tanky, but JP9ers, they're trying to avoid the fight with Fondir. As long as they fight around him, they are doing well. And Max is in the back line, able to deal damage down. Damon's Force on the ball. Zacuity gets taken out, but Taz, he has to recall out, and Max finds a Sky Piercer kill onto Fondir right now. 1-for-1 trade. This is great for JP9ers. Taz, he might have gotten the purple buff, but it's still a lot of map pressure as JP9ers, they continue to choke this space out. Arfi, he forced that Zamon's Force down, and still, that was only a 1-for-1 trade.
It was only 1-for-1 trade, and still it's just a minor fight to be on full or even victory. But here on out, seems that Taz, a little bit overextension, try to push into Max. Not to worry though, definitely not the right timing. You want to actually push in, especially the fact that Max already going into level 10 right now. And we do see as the time progresses, JP9ers still have a really good cover for themselves, a really good defense coming in for their side that Team AEX still have not able to get the right response.
Yeah, the problem is, right, Lolio, he hasn't died yet. And that's always a great news for JP9ers because he's going to scale up so much harder than any of the heroes on Ultra Ego X. And Frederick, eventually he's going to have a problem where that carry is going to shred through him. Now, JP9ers, they want to fight this. They do have the Raging Sandstorm available in Rossi, but they have to worry about the taunt coming from Fondir. And once they take that out, they can potentially go for this fight. Rossi, he might give up his own life here, but it might be for the greater good. Still has the Raging Sandstorm available. Both teams still posturing around. Taz joins the fight. Yeah, 3, he might be going in here, but with the Raging Sandstorm at the back and the Avatar card and finding its mark, Sully Boy, he will be using his immortality to get a second life as Razi falls, but they get the turtle, and now Lolio, he finds the shred onto Fondio. This is what I was worried about. Arfi, he has not able to respond here as Lolio and Max, they find the damage. 2-for-1. So great for JP9ers right now.
So great for JP9ers, even with the fact that Taz tried to stick the nose, tried to actually take down Razi, it's still a win for the side of JP9ers because the fact that they managed to actually disrupt, or even to a point that right this instant, try to take down Taz immediately by the hands of Lolel as well. No one was able to shut down. Movement coming in from Taz was definitely been hold off, and now is getting more scarier for the team of AEX. Somehow, they can't find any single situation that it can pull through to shut down Lolio.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, Year 3 just has to be around somebody who might die and try and get the Whale Dragon onto Fanny. And he has been doing a great job of that, where the Fanny is not able to jump in, and the control is there. Even if Year 3 does not get the Whale of Dragon, there's enough damage coming out from the rest of the team members where Fanny's not able to get this clean damage through. They have that late game scalability, but Arfi's not doing too well for himself. That Zamon's Force has always been used as a defensive mechanism, and you don't want to see that. You want to see him put it down, control, and deal the damage. But this is not where Harif wants to be. 6,000 gold behind, and Ultra Ego X, they're going to have to struggle a lot, but definitely they have that high ground defense. The Aurora is there, the Synchro Fissures coming out from Arfi is there, and Year 3, I mean, at this point, he's unkillable. But look at this. I mean, Hayabusa is trying to go for Taz here, but yeah, not able to find him. As long as Year 3 is not there, I think the Fanny doesn't have to worry too much.
Okay, let's see. I mean, the fact that they want to go in one-on-one and they know for a fact that they try to push in, but at the same time, they did push out the rest of the players from the side of Team AEX to actually be giving the opportunity to get the lot. And they will be securing at least the objective of only the second turret in their hands. It's not going to be enough, but at least that's at least a cover ground that this AEX is looking for. But as the lot will be marching in, they're going to go in for a fight here. Now Taz, a little bit to say, but at the same time, Magma coming in for the push, but not going to be able to do so. As they're pushing in, Magma will be giving the opportunity of that Zaman Force to be shut down Arfi immediately. Unfortunately, no matter what they do, Arfi is just doing that as a defense point to a point that Team JP Nandis can deny and punish him.
Yeah, at this point, Alter Ego X, they're playing for the long game. They have to hold on to the turrets. Already, only one outer turret left. Only the inhibitors and one outer turret is left. And yet he does go in with the Wheel Dragon, finds the pick onto Magma. Frigid Glacier there, but not enough. Fondir, he has to retreat right now. Taz cannot withstand the barrage of damage coming out from Bolio at this point. And they still have the Lord to worry about. These super creeps, I mean, they are dealing a lot of damage, but still, JP Niners, it's not good that they cannot get an inhibitor off of this. Lolio, he potentially might die here, but Taz is the one that falls instead. And Alter Ego X, they lose a key member. JP Niners, they have to push the advantage right now. Zach Cutie trying to force something right now. They do have the Raging Sandstorm, but they don't have the creeps to work with. The Lord and the bottom waves are there right now. Lolio, he can go in. Wave the Dragon onto Magma. They will lose the Avatar Guardian. No more revitalization is there. Zaman's Force eventually finds his mark, but it is not enough at this point. Max, he can go free form, and this crystal will be taken by JP Niners. They take an extremely calculated team fight at the correct moment. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations to the team of JP Niners. Definitely